Sierra, Honey Tea, and just plain on Yin coming today because I have a whole lot to say. I want to first thank creation and my ancestors for choosing me. I want to say that first. I want to also say that I understand why there are a few companies that want to take your DNA and then send you back, where you're from and show you who you connected to. I don't need any of that. I've never been interested in doing that because I've always had this connection with what people term your ancestors. As a small child, I sat and listened to my maternal grandfather tell me of the key figures that I needed to know about on my maternal side, and I've always been connected to these people, to the history, and I'm grateful for it. A lot of people don't have that, and so scientists have proven that your DNA has a memory. Okay, I don't need a scientist to tell me that, but some people do need these statements to give validity to things, or they just don't, believe it. And a lot of times, the reason I'm aware of things that most people are not aware of in this experience, I believe is because of my DNA and my genetics, the memory that's attached to me. And the whole idea of death, I'm not convinced that what we've been programmed with is accurate. So I just wanted to come and say those things, and also just be grateful for this morning. I've been able to be recharged in a way that is like miraculous. Um, uh, I'm just excited. I listened to a video, and I believe her name is Dark Femme Tarot, and I don't even know how I subscribed to her because I didn't physically do it, but I noticed for about a week now that her, not even that long, maybe about 3 days, her videos have been popping up alerting me that she's actually gone live or uploaded a video. And I was like, I don't know who this is. And so this morning, I was nudged and inclined to listen to one of her videos. And it was just like she was speaking directly to me. So I'm grateful for her. And I'm grateful to be able to hear what it was that she has said. I don't, when it comes to me being tapped into the unseen that I'm connected to, I don't subscribe to personal opinion. I have a set way of doing things, and if someone comes along and says something that matches, then, kudos to them, accolades to them. And then for those who come and say that it's evil and it's dark and it's against God, then, that's how you view it. So I do what works for me. And I have always been connected to my bloodline in a way that others in my family are not connected. And I've seen people be connected to their bloodlines and examples of it. But most time those examples are based on salaciousness, deceitfulness, uh, incest, abuse, physical abuse, narcissism. Those are usually woven in those commitments to their bloodline. And I've seen very few connections in a more healthy, more functioning connection. Now, I know all of my ancestors are not of a lovely energy and aura. Some of them are of a very dark nature. Some will equate it to being evil. So those aspects of them do uh, pop up, and they just do what it is that they do, and that's just a part of my bloodline, and it's appropriate because when it comes time for it, the lion can lay out in the sun and bask in the sun and sleep, But when it's time for him to devour prey or another predator, that energy that needs to facilitate that is not the one that basks in the sun. So I understand the multiplicity of energies and what we need to walk in and use as tools. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that I've experienced up to this point. I'm grateful for the loveliness that has been afforded me. That's a part of my energy that draws people in, and they come in and they become better for it. They become rejuvenated. I'm grateful for that lovely aspect, but I'm also grateful for my ability and my strength and my power to um how should I say it, be up against the world and not break. So I look forward for the things that are to come. And the one thing that really struck me that I wanted to convey, that I said I needed to go, I've never watched this movie, Death Becomes Her, with Meryl Streep. And watching that video this morning, it really co-signed what I've been seeing. There are people that are in public view that a lot of you millions idolize, and they're being revealed that death becomes them. And some of them are starting to look like, okay, you know how when you go and you buy a pack of steaks, and sometimes the steaks are sitting on top of each other, and by appearance, they look like they're red and they're juicy, but when you separate them in the middle, there's this dark, ashy looking flesh because they're touching one another and the decomposition process and how it's, processing. That's what these people are looking like, that gray area. And no amount of makeup, cosmetic procedures, hydration, or even sunglasses can hide it. And I have to say this. So, excuse me. Some of us don't take kindly to things that we love and care about be excuse me, be hurt or mistreated. And things attributed to creation and my ancestors are the same way. I've always said this as a small child. It's better for you to just walk away from me than to think that you can do things to me or harm me and get away with it. And it's like that. It's like creation and my ancestors have targets, and they're gunning for those targets, and they are perfect shots. And my daddy used to always say he had two snakes. One that warned you before it struck, which was me, and the other one didn't warn you. They used to always ask me, "Why do you always warn people before you do things?" And I just could never explain to him why. It was just part of my makeup. And he saw it as a sign of weakness. But it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of confidence in you knowing that you're proclaiming something that the world thinks is not true, but you can claim it and forewarn people because you know the power in what you're believing in and it will come to pass. So I just wanted to comment, whomever is being impressed by what I'm saying and what I'm conveying, do not let go. Do not compromise your morals. Don't lower your ethics to fit in. And it's right now, it's pivotal time to say no to things that are going to alter your integrity. And those that delight in deceit and being shady and tricky are going to be exposed, and they're going to be hung before the world. And it doesn't matter who they are. There are no respected persons in this judgment. This judgment does not care how many awards you received. They don't care what your world status is. They don't care if a billion people love and adore you. So this is gonna be very interesting. And I just wanted to come in and say that I'm grateful on this morning. Very, very fortunate. Grateful and delighted to see what happens next. I'm gonna be honest. I've been in so many situations as of recent where people looked at me and said, "No, f you," that I've been there for repeatedly. So it's gonna be delightful for me to sit back and see righteousness transposed. I'll say it that way. Anyway, have a good day, people.